Hello and welcome. I'm Amanda Lee, and I am delighted to be having this conversation with you today about opinion knowledge, truth, and wisdom. Some of my favorite topics. I think everything to do with life is a favorite topic for me. I would love to explore these things and how they work in our everyday lives. Do you think about it much? Do you draw attention to when you're acting out of truth, acting out of opinion? Are you aware of the storehouse of wisdom that you have within you? It's an interesting thought, isn't it? I love interesting thoughts. So let's talk about opinion. I'm sure you've heard it said, opinions are like armpits, everybody has a couple, and they're often stinky. And that's a great, funny comment to make. It's not always true. Opinions have value. I believe poor old cousin Opinion has been badly treated in his life. The beauty of opinions is that they show us what we believe and value. Now, how do they do that? Say I'm at work and I meet a new colleague. The minute I start a conversation with that colleague, in fact, even before the conversation starts, as soon as there is visual information for my brain to process, I'm forming an opinion, have a conversation, and I walk away. What I've now done is I've formed solid opinions. It doesn't mean they're unchangeable. It just means I've formed views. The reason why I did that was because all of the information that I received about that colleague entered my brain and collided with my beliefs and values. Now, in fact, the conversation that I have with myself, the thought process that I have with myself after forming opinions is not about the other person, but it is about myself. I'm grateful for the experience of meeting that new person, whether it was a positive experience or a negative experience. By me forming opinions, it shows me, reminds me what I value and what I believe. This is great. It gives me opportunity to evaluate my values and beliefs. It gives me opportunity to upgrade them, enlarge them, refine them, remove them. So opinions are actually very valuable in our everyday lives. We should treat them with more respect, I believe. They deserve honor for being an avenue for which we can recognize our beliefs and values on a regular, probably daily level. And knowledge, well, knowledge is all around us. Don't we just love knowledge? We live in a society that is driven by accruing of knowledge. Knowledge is so accessible. I know that we've heard the saying that knowledge is power, but I think that's changed now. Back in a simplistic life where there was a lot of ignorance around basic quality of life, yes, knowledge was definitely power. Knowledge could save your life. Knowledge could make your way easier, make you prosperous, help you to provide for your family. So knowledge was powerful, but we need to be aware these days that we have permission to not know everything. In fact, if you're a part of my Ikigai network, then you will already appreciate that the best thing you can possibly do with knowledge is to gather what builds you and discard the rest. Gather what challenges you. A little bit of challenge, a little bit of building, a little bit of surprise, and do a regular sweep out. Let go of things that you don't need to know about. Knowledge is valuable, but I don't believe it's powerful. One of the things that make knowledge powerful is when we wrestle with it. So just like we did with our opinions, exposing our beliefs and values, we can do the same with knowledge. And we use that knowledge. I love to live like this. I've lived like this for, oh gosh, probably decades. Taking hold of knowledge and looking where it fits in my world. That's an easy way to know whether I want to keep it or discard it, because I look for where it fits. Will it grow me? Will it advance me? Will it enlarge me? Will it benefit the people around me? If I think that it will, I'm going to hold on tight to it and I'm going to take it to the next level. I remember, let's give you an example. When my husband was first diagnosed with cancer, he came home, from the doctor with the diagnosis, and one of the immediate things that I did was form an opinion. This is going to be scary. This is going to be frightening. And then I used knowledge to get understanding. And then I very quickly, like within a matter of days, while I'm still collecting knowledge, while we're still reeling around with our understanding of what this will look like, as opinions are floating around in our brain, influencing the way we communicate, influencing the way we research even. But those were helpful. Those were good because we were tight. So not all opinions are hurtful, right? So one of the immediate truths that became apparent in all of that was, Amanda, keep your mouth shut. It's not your journey. You're not the one with cancer. He's the one with cancer. So work with him to support him, because that is your role. Your role is not to tell him what to do. I don't really know where that truth came from. As in, I didn't logically think to myself or consciously think to myself, how should I communicate with James in this situation? But by wrestling with the knowledge that we were accruing, I realized this truth. And so I played with that truth. I practiced it. I kept my mouth shut. I learned those really powerful questions like, what do you think? What do you want? How can I help you? I really learned to develop listening skills like I'd never had before, because this was someone I was passionate about. This was a defining moment in our relationship and in his health journey. So see, a truth was born. A truth was born because I took the knowledge and I wrestled with it and I put it into practice and I spoke about it and I played with it until I developed a truth that I could stand on. Now, this is where wisdom comes in, and this is the beauty of wisdom. Wisdom is like the extension of knowledge, extension of truths. So we meet knowledge, we form an opinion. The opinion identifies our beliefs and our values, and we have an opportunity in that moment to evaluate if what we believe and what we value is important, is building, or if it's destroying. We take what we've learned through knowledge and wrestling with our opinion, and we uncover some truths. It's like digging for gold. And when we find the gold, it's so precious, it's so valuable. And what do? When gold first comes out of the ground, it's not attractive. Okay, it sparkles, but it's dirty. Oh, gems are an even better example. Gems and precious stones, they look ugly when they come out of the ground, but they need to be refined. They just need polish. And when you take truth and you polish it, there is wisdom. Because as you interact with truth on a regular basis, it becomes polished, it becomes refined, and you become confident in it. And I know there's things about that I believe, that I know are so true for me. I've proven them year upon year upon year upon year upon year. And therefore, I'm not willing to discard that truth. I more want to enlarge it, refine it, build out all of the amazing facets of that truth in my life. And it eventually just comes into this gentle place called wisdom, where it's just a part of your DNA. Wisdom is so beautiful because it's deep. It's so uplifting and soul satisfying to have wisdom in your life. Wisdom is not just your personal truth, but wisdom is using your personal truth to benefit the world around you. your personal truth is for you. It builds you wonderfully. I hope it does. Some of us have truths, but we need to flip the coin. We need to flip it over and see the other side of the coin to really get the value out of that truth. And when we take those truths and we share them and embrace them and we benefit the world around us, we see wisdom start to flow. I don't know if I've said that clearly. I'm sure there's definitely more that could be said on the topic. And if you're not a part of the Ikigai network, then I encourage you to come and join us on Facebook, because we're really discussing these types of topics on a daily basis. Ikigai, Ikigai. We'll put it in the comments, give you the link. It's about living your best life. It's about doing what you love, doing what you're good at, doing what you feel rewarded for, and completing the circle, just like wisdom, doing what benefits the world around you. Have a wonderful day. I hope to see you again, either here on YouTube or in our Ikigai network. Find me on Facebook, visit my website. I'm always open to a conversation on opinion, truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Bye.